Hi, I am going to show you how I pack for an international trip, and this particular trip we're going to Africa, so there might be some things that are specific to that, but I'll try to keep it pretty neutral. I'm going to wear my tennis shoes on the plane because they're the biggest and bulkiest and hardest to pack. And then I will also have socks on, which is nice because my feet often get cold on the plane, so I like to have socks on the plane. I'm going to wear something really comfy, and also we're kind of going with a group, so we're going to have a group t-shirt that I'll add to that to go on the plane. This is my backpack, and I really like to keep my backpack under the seat in front of me because I use it kind of as a footrest while we're traveling. And let's see. And then I keep all the stuff I need to quick grab right here in this first pocket. This one has gum and a nail file. Really bothers me when a nail is out of place or like catching on things or whatever, so I try to keep that with me. Actually, I must put the nail file somewhere else because I'm not coming across it. I also keep compression stockings in my bag too. I know I kind of have a tendency to have circulation problems, and so if it's a really long trip, it's a good idea to have compression stockings. And often that's good if I'm getting cold too. Eye mask. I keep these little bottles of pills in here. I have another bigger thing of medicine in here, but I like to keep these in my backpack because I have Benadryl and melatonin, which I usually will take on the plane. And if I know I'm not going to be sleeping for more than 6 hours, I don't usually take a Benadryl, but I'll take a melatonin. If I have more than 6 hours to sleep, I'll take a Benadryl and a melatonin. And then ibuprofen just in case anything else is going wrong. Well, here's the nail file. I also like to keep chewable Benadryl in my bag too for our kids. And it's just really easy when we first get on the flight to pass these around to the kids so that they can chew it up and start having that start working inside of them. I'll just count up to when I want them to sleep and try to give it to them like a half hour before. And then I have a pen. And I carry an inhaler just because, I don't know, for emergency's sake. And Aaron's asthmatic, and you never know if the kids or even I might have some sort of reaction or whatever. This is an eyeglass cleaner, which I use a lot. And I have Band-Aids, little tiny thing of Band-Aids, flossers, and lip gloss. And that's all stuff that I think I'm going to need to reach pretty quickly. And then the other bigger things that I think I'm going to need to reach quickly, I keep on the top of the inside. This is a fan. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. You just charge this with a C charger, and that's handy. Okay, and then I have kids, so I always travel with wipes. You never know what's going to happen. I always have my sunglasses right here, pretty handy on this side. I usually don't carry a water bottle because, I don't know, they give you beverages on the plane, and then you don't have the problem of whether you remember to take out the liquid or not, and then they stop you at security. So I usually, in this other side pocket, keep some eyeglass cleaners. And then in here, I love this case because I can fit 2 pairs of sunglasses and my eyeglasses in here. And sometimes if I want variety, I'll keep 2 cases like that in the side and they fit. But this time I want to travel lighter. In this pocket, I always have candy, something gummy and something chocolate, and that also helps with the kids at times, or myself if I just need something to snack on. In this little thing, I have my earbuds, and then I have another thing like this on the other side that's hand sanitizer. And this isn't really a diaper bag, but I still have young enough kids that I am shopping on some of those sites, so these are itsy ritzy, and they came from like the diaper bag itsy ritzy. On the inside here, I have games, and I try to really condense it. There's a lot of games in this. So this is Nerds. Our family loves Nerds. It's a really great one. If we're waiting, our plane's delayed or whatever, we'll just sit down on a big group and play Nerds on the floor. This is another thing that I just kind of created recently for a family trip, and there's multiple games in here. The one that you're seeing is Welcome, but then I have like Double Ditto and Code Names and Quicks. And then Quicks has 6 dice, so we'll often play dice with it too. I think that's all that's in there, but anyway, it feels worth it to me to be able to get all those games in there and to be able to have those on hand. Sometimes when my bag seems to get filled with baby things, or well, not so much baby things anymore, but little kid things and food a lot too. And so sometimes I'll hand this off to one of the kids to put in their backpack. or they've started out with it. Most often I start off with stuff and the kids bring things like games, and like I've put in some of the other kids' bags, like another thing of wipes, hair gel for their own hair, stuff like that. But most of the toiletries I carry for the whole family, or Aaron will also. These are my headphones. I always get cold on the plane, so I always have some sort of jacket. I also like to bring my own pillow everywhere I go because the beds are not always comfortable wherever we go, but if I have my own pillow, I know I'm just so much happier. And then on the plane, I'll show you how this opens up. On the plane, actually, I'll show you how I use it multiple ways while I'm trying to sleep on a plane. And this particular one is one that I just bought. I'll try to find the name and let you know of that later, but I like that it folds up a little bit smaller, and it actually is smaller. This side is long enough that I think I'll be able to be fine in the length, but I like that it's like smaller here because then I was able to pack it up so small. But what I like to do with my pillow, I usually just do like a rectangular standard pillow. So this will be my first time with it kind of cut like this, but I think I'm gonna like that a lot because of the ways that I use it. So I often will take the tray, like the beverage tray, down, and I'll fold my pillow up like this and sleep forward like that. And then when my back's getting tired or whatever and I don't want to do it that way anymore, then I'll spread out this way, put my feet up on my backpack for my footrest kind of, and then just kind of like go like that and support my head that way. And I think this is going to be nice just because I think it'll squish where I want it to a little bit better with that particular shape. And then also in my bag, I always carry my toiletries, my liquids, so it's really easy to get out. Sometimes I don't, like if I know an airport isn't gonna care about it, then I'll just have them all scattered throughout. Like all my hair products will be with my hair stuff, or my liquids that are makeup will be with my makeup. And, but I know that some specific airports are really strict about it, and like London is one of those. And I don't like any delays at security. Like anything that might make it harder with all of our family going through and the many people that we have, the easier the better. So this particular time, I have made sure that all my liquids are in one and here together because I don't want to have the chance of getting stopped. And the last thing I have in my backpack is cords, and I always try to make sure that I have a C to C and a C to A because you never know. I mean, like when you're usually in an international flight that's really long, they're gonna have a charger at your seat, but sometimes it seems like it's an A and sometimes it seems like it's a C, so I just like to be prepared and have both. And then I did for this trip order a converter, which I haven't put in here yet. And it'll have like a couple charging ports on it and then regular just American plugs, like a converter. So I think that's it with my backpack. I do have a little hair thing put on there. All right, now with my suitcase. Oh, let me talk about this really quick. On this particular trip, we're going to take stuff to donate to kids while we're in Africa. So this bag, when we go, will be opened up, but this is how it can zip back up again after we're done and we've donated those things. What I'll do is zip it back up like this, put it in my bag until the end of the trip, or as we accumulate souvenirs, then they will go in here. And we always keep our backpack and our carry-on with us when we go on an airplane so that there's no chance of it getting lost. If we can keep it with us, that's just always better. But this kind of thing with our donations, and probably we'll do snacks in a bag like this. And then just because in Africa, most places we don't take snacks with us, but in Africa, there is a little bit different of a cuisine that I think it will be good for the kids to have a few snacks that they're used to, like protein bars, and we'll probably do some protein shakes and that kind of thing. All of that gets really heavy. I think I'm gonna get, actually for the protein shakes, I'm gonna get a similar bag, but one that's a little bit more sturdy for like protein shakes. But this will be great for, like we have already taken this particular bag to Africa and it just had balls in it. Balls and books and all kinds of things that we donated to kids when we were there. That's how that opens up. And we did all the balls were deflated and we inflated them when we got to the orphanage. So that's how we took that. All right, now on to my backpack, my bag. All right, I have flip-flops in here because I I will probably wear these most of the time. I just don't like my feet to be covered, and I'm not a big tennis shoe person. We're bringing the tennis shoes because we're going to be hiking, and there definitely will be times when we're walking through dirt and I don't want my feet getting really dirty, but for the most part, I love my flip-flops. I live in them. Okay. I have my brush, I have my blow dryer curling iron, and I'm not sure this is going to work. I actually think this isn't going to work in Africa, so I'm going to search for a different option that will work with their plugs. I'm pretty sure that this has too high a voltage, but I wanted to put it in there so you could see how it fits, and I'm going to work on different options for that. I have actually bought a travel, I bought a travel blow dryer curling iron that came in this bag. And so it was like a much shorter one, and it already had like the right plug for plugging into the UK type plug, which is the same for Africa. But it broke. So I'm gonna have to search for that again, but it matched my makeup bag. So I'm using it for medicine this time. This is just, I do collagen every day. I take collagen, and I'm doing like little water bottle packets to just drink that in a water bottle. And then I just have like daily medicines and like vitamins that I usually take, but I'm also taking just a little bit of Pepto-Bismol. You can get all these things over there, so you only need a little bit in case somebody gets sick at night or on the airplane. And then I have Mucinex, Imodium, and some motion sickness type medicine. And then this is all my toiletries that are non-liquids, and I'm gonna see if there's anything that's really like, I mean, it's just all what I need. Not really, like there's a razor and a toothbrush and rubber bands and comb and deodorant and just all the basic things. So these are my temple clothes because we will be going to the temple with the saints there. And this is something that people have asked me a lot of questions about. So I'm gonna get this out and show you. This is a clothesline. So this allows you to you can clip it on something, or you can wrap it around with these Velcro things. And then what's really nice about the way this is designed is that you can then open these little stretchy things and stick your clothes up through it. So you don't have to have any sort of clothespin or anything like that. And I like to also, and then I have like travel soap in here and like a Tide stick for getting out any sorts of stains or whatever with the kids. That's pretty regular ordeal. I also have, in here I have all my socks and an extra bra, and then 7 pair of underwear. And then I have this belt bag, which I really like this one because I can fit a water bottle in it. It just goes high like that. So that's why I got that particular one. It's just Walmart. I'm trying to decide what's the best way to do this. Okay, I brought my swimming suit. We will be going to some caves and swimming in the caves and the falls. And then I have 3 different hats. I don't know how my hair is going to do, and especially if I don't figure out another blow dry option, I might be wearing a hat a lot. And I'm also going to take a few headbands to kind of like control the hair if I need it. This is my dress. It just folds up really, really small. I also have a skirt, and this is just representing a different skirt that I've ordered on Amazon. I got a khaki skirt that hopefully, I mean, it looks like it on Amazon, that it's going to be fold up really tight and small and not matter if it wrinkles or not. And then I have another pair of pajamas. A lot of my clothes are comfy, but sometimes I make the mistake of not bringing comfy enough clothes. And this is the kind of trip where I think I'm really gonna wanna be comfy. So I'm gonna have this outfit's pretty comfy, and then I have some actual pajamas. But it's just like sweatpants and a shirt that match. And it's pretty comfy. These are pants. These are cool pants. And I'll probably use these like for hiking. And I really love this brand. It's a great hiking brand. This is another one that's a really great fabric, and I believe I got these at Chanela Bay. Pretty sure that's where those came from. That's the rest of my jammies. I have 1, 2, 3 pair of shorts, and I just have them rolled up tight here. And then I have those 2 pants and these pants, and then the rest are shirts. And I brought just a couple of different, like ranging in different niceness. I can't think of a better word, but some of them are just like old t-shirts that I'm not gonna care about working in. And then some of them, like this one is a button-down shirt that I can wear with my skirt to a church meeting or something like that. And this one's a little bit nicer too. This isn't really a t-shirt, but it's, a little bit nicer, but little bit comfy. And then the rest are just like basic t-shirts. And that's it. I'm all done. Okay, we realized that we did not say anything about the suitcase, and we do feel pretty strongly about this suitcase. This is a Ricardo hard sides. The whole thing is hard all the way around. This particular one has a USB charger in it, which I don't often make sure it's all charged up and good. But basically the reason that we like it, I think, is the wheels. They just stand up. When we went to Europe a few years ago, it was a pretty extensive long trip, and we had Ricardos and Samsonites, and the Samsonites didn't cut it. They lost it after the first little while, and it was always a fight of who got to pull the Ricardos along and who had to carry the Samsonites along. And I just feel like, I mean, these were at Costco years and years ago on our first trip, and they just served us well. We haven't really experimented much with other types of suitcase. I just feel like the hard sides keeps everything dry, and I don't know, we can just fit a lot in these suitcases, so we've always been really happy with them. My backpack, if you're curious, I really love my backpack too. This came from Amazon, and the brand is Lovook, or Lovook, something like that. Lovevooks, or Vook. And what I really love about this is that the whole thing opens up like that, and the way that it zips. This is just like heavy, some sort of metal bar all the way around that just makes it really nice for zipping. And I can usually just cram so much stuff in here, and it's just really held up really well. I've had this backpack for a while, and it just has served me well. It's got these nice padded, has this thing for going around the top of my suitcase, and there's this nice little cell phone pocket right there. This also has an internal charger if I charged it up. And just lots of nice little pockets, plus my little add-ons. So I guess that's it. Safe travels.